let's start with you, Martin. On just the way Australia, was it the ideal setup? Did India keep themselves in the game when they bowled with the spinners in the mid period? How do you sum up that?
Yeah, I always thought India were going to have some control through the middle because that's how good Ashwin is in particular. And Jadeja bowled well today. As I said, Raina, could have been used, wasn't. But that partnership, you can analyse Finch till the cows come home, but he contributed to 182, and it doesn't matter how you do it. Whenever you get a 182 partnership in this day and age, you're laying the platform for those real power players to fire later, and that's pretty much what happened. It just could have been 20 or 30 runs more, but that's the beauty of the semi-final. No one's going to throw it away. There's too much at stake. So far, it's been a good spirit, played in the right way, and it looks as though everyone's concentrating on the job in hand, which is to show their skills, contribute to the team cause, and try and get ahead.
Yeah, like Michael Bevan said, Australia on their best behaviour today in the semi-final against India. Let's just take you through that innings and see how it was built. Now, it started all right for India when they got David Warner. Then the spinners came on, and Steve Smith and Aaron Finch with that partnership of 182 took as much time, 187. You could see second set of 10 overs 11 to 20 and 21 to 30. Australia went at about 5 and over, didn't lose a wicket. And then just when they were ready to go for it, 1 for 64 in the power play, so they did make the most of a power play taken slightly earlier, and then a few wickets just after that. Just on Martin's point, Ajit, would you have used spin differently than MS Dhoni did today?
Well, he started with Virat Kohli, that 1 over. Fortunately, it didn't hurt India too much. But no, I mean, I agree. Normally in these situations, Dhoni does go to Raina quite a bit when there is something in the pitch. And you could see the Australians were not that comfortable at that stage of the innings, especially Finch trying to rotate against the spinners. So the thought at least he'd try Raina for a couple of overs to see if there is something in it. Maybe one of his seamers wouldn't have had to bowl the 10 if they were going for a few in that power play. But, these three guys have been doing well, the seamers for India, and he's obviously gone back to them to pull things back, which they kept doing it. But we've seen it time and again. If you don't have enough wickets going into that, or haven't got enough wickets of the opposition going into that power play, even if Australia sort of lost their way a little bit after the power play, it's still hard to stop batsmen from scoring runs if you have enough wickets in the shed.
Sure. Nothing wrong with Australia's batting order, Maxwell during the power play, then Watson and then Clark, or would you have done things differently, Bevan?
No, probably I would have just put Clark in before Watson just to maintain the momentum. Generally, he can work the spinners a little bit more fluently than Watson can, and maybe a little bit of a defensive move in the sense that Watson can score a little bit more quickly, but it would have kept the momentum going. And we've seen in matches like this, both the semi-finals, momentum's a huge thing. And it's all important. So probably a couple of little changes, but nothing major. I mean, he got it right as per usual. He does most of the time. So, it was a good result for the Australians.
Is it fair to say that we've seen a team bowl well for 50 overs and yet 330 runs have been scored, Martin?
Bowled well. I think they bowled okay. I think they haven't given the game away. And Australia have posted a score. I mean, sometimes, bowling first is a good thing in the one-day game, because even if you don't quite get it right, you can still make up for it with the bat. I mean, for me, in the one-day game, bowling first gives you 2 bites at the cherry. If you bat badly first up, you're out of the game. Australia haven't done that. They've done their bit. The game's set up beautifully. It's just, to me, it's on track to be a classic.
There we go again. He's getting it ready he's building it up. We're going to get there. But just last word on the first innings. Could India bowl a little better in the death? Would it still be a concern for you?
They didn't bowl too badly, especially with all the power hitters. It's just Johnson that got away from them in those last couple of overs, which happens in a one-day game. You don't quite get it right. The only thing I would say is I would have preferred Umesh to bowl his 10 instead of Mohit Sharma or Shami.